All right. What is going on? Back with another week of Not Your Average Casual. We got DK in the house. We got Jake. And we got our boy Tyler Jawan.
Tyler Jawan.
Absolute straight slayer at basketball. Complete killer.
Resident ball player. We might be ball talkers. He is a ball player.
Player. So, I want to start off real quick with the debate that we had a little bit earlier. That Kobe, what did you say? You said Kobe?
I think he had more help on his finals runs than LeBron. I think he played worse teams than the teams LeBron went against. But I think people look at it from too much of a top-minded viewpoint. LeBron played with Kyrie, D-Wade,
Kevin Love.
AD,
Kevin Love.
The shell of Kevin Love. As someone who grew up in Minnesota, we're going to act like, let's stop acting like Cleveland Kevin Love was anything more than a third option. People will look at him putting 20 and 20 up on the Wolves and be like, Kevin Love. He was not that guy in Cleveland. You cannot give him props for who he was before he got there.
Then why did the GM want him so bad?
Because he was a good third option. But people act like he was playing with some all-NBA forward. Same with Chris Bosh in Miami. Really good player, not a 1 or a 2. Not a 1 or a 2. Not a 1 or a 2.
Are you saying that Chris Bosh, if he went to another team from the Miami days, would not be a 1 or a 2?
He would not have been a winning 1 or a 2 if he was the top dog on a team, because he didn't win anything in Toronto when he was a legit 1.
Be a nobody.
But that's what I'm saying is people act like LeBron got carried or something. Kobe played with Hall of Famers just like LeBron, and he played with better role players.
Okay, I can name 5 Hall of Famers that LeBron has played with right now. Can you name 5 Hall of Famers that Kobe played with?
Ron Artest.
Ron
Steve Nash.
Ron Artest is not...
Okay, yeah.
You want to talk shells,
Listen to the laughing meta. I can keep going.
Okay.
Steve Nash, Dwight Howard, Pau Gasol. He played with Shaq. He played Rick Fox back then was the truth. He played with Andrew Bynum when he was actually good before the injuries decimated him. Kobe had him. He played, and there's role players that aren't Hall of Famers but are better than guys LeBron had.
Like Derek Fisher.
Like Ron Artest, if you want to laugh at it. He's better than most of the forwards LeBron played with as role players. What, Mike Miller? Mike Miller? Who are we laughing about? Shane Battier?
Shane Battier was the glue on
the Grizzlies, he was him. On the Heat, he was a role player, and he was not a better role player than Ron Artest.
They literally said that he was the glue to that team. He was the guy that kept everybody around and kept everybody together.
So, since
if
the
we're going
glue
to
is
bring
so
out
important,
Dwight
then you
Howard
must think Al Horford is essential to Boston's playoffs right now.
Oh, 1,000%.
That's crazy.
1,000% Al Horford is
That's
essential
crazy
to keep.
because
they get rid of Al Horford,
he is maybe
they
the
lose to
7th most important player on that team.
But
maybe 7th. Because guys more important than your glue guy right now in Boston even, Tatum, Brown, Derek White, Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday. That's 5 guys right there. If your glue guy is your 6th most important guy, why are we acting like glue guys on a LeBron team are important? The glue guys. We've seen him win without glue guys. Who? Mario Chalmers?
Mario Chalmers was a baller. Don't you dare.
Yeah, ask LeBron James how good Mario Chalmers is because he hated him. He didn't even want him. He won a finals with Norris Cole playing minutes. You're taking too much away from LeBron and giving it to his teammates. He makes everyone around him better.
Okay.
Does Kobe do that? Other than the mentality defensively, I'll give you that because he brings Mamba mentality to defense. Offensively, he was the offense. He did not elevate the offensive players around him because he wasn't a playmaker. LeBron makes everyone offensively better. He makes everyone look good. Offensively.
Help me out here, Tyler. Help me out here.
Even if you want to say LeBron played with better teammates, I don't think it's as crazy fault as everybody acts like. Everyone acts like LeBron's the most helped star, and he's not. Because Kobe had help too. MJ had help too.
Everybody has help.
And those guys played against worse teams in the playoffs than LeBron did. LeBron's playing against the Warriors. The Warriors and the Spurs with Kawhi Leonard. Do you think? Tell me which team Kobe played that was as good as the Spurs or the Warriors. And you're going to say Boston? The Spurs would have destroyed that Boston team. Destroyed.
No way, not with KG.
Tim Duncan?
KG and Tim Duncan are like this in that point of their career.
And then Kawhi locks up Paul Pierce. And what, Ray Allen's going to save you from Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker? That's crazy. The Spurs would beat those Boston teams.
They would. They would beat those Boston teams. But then
And LeBron went up against those teams. He went against more difficult teams.
And lost.
Not when he played the Warriors. The Warriors that won 73 games.
yeah, one finals win.
Okay,
And
okay.
that
So how
was-
many teams
that
that
is
Kobe
the
beat were that
greatest.
caliber?
That
How many
was-
teams that Kobe beat were the same caliber as the Warriors?
He had to beat the Spurs almost every single year. He ran into the
Were those teams
when they
as good
still had-
as the Warriors that won 73 games?
No.
No, they were not. That was prime
that
play and
one.
prime Dre. That man took down a depoy and the two best shooters on the planet in the same year. And all he had was injured Kevin Love and Kyrie. Name anyone else on that team other than Kevin Love, Kyrie, and
J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert.
J.R. Smith that doesn't know the score? What?
Still is hitting threes.
Does this make sense to
that,
you?
bro?
Does
Oh my
this
God.
add up to you? This is an essential piece?
J.R. Smith was an essential piece to that team. Then you got Chance.
Essential
Bryant
to
as well.
holding them back, brother. Essential to making them question if they would win games.
So then we're going to talk about the East versus the West from 2003 to 2010. You said that, this was in our little group chat, that LeBron James would have more accolades if he was in the West. Now, let's just say he went to the Nuggets, because that Cavaliers team was about as bad as that Nuggets team. And the Nuggets had, at one point, AI and Carmelo. Obviously, Carmelo wouldn't be there. Because
Yeah, it would be in a world where they took Carmelo at 1 instead of LeBron.
Right, and so we have LeBron with the Nuggets on that West. You're telling me that he would have easily beat the Spurs?
I never said easily, but I said he would be just. I think you think he'd fall off if he wasn't in Cleveland.
I don't see how the West was not stronger than the East. The Spurs
No,
and
but
the Lakers.
okay. Also, while bringing up the group chat, you told me point blank when young LeBron was in Cleveland, that it was just Boston out east. Like the Pistons didn't win 64 games. Like the Raptors didn't exist.
If we're gonna talk about
Like
the regular season,
like
sure.
Boston did, like Milwaukee didn't exist. Milwaukee had, bro. If you don't know who Monte Ellis is,
I know.
you're missing out.
Monte Ellis
because
was
Monte
a
Ellis was
stud.
him.
Yeah, he
Brandon
was a
Jennings
stud.
came in and was electric as a rookie, even if he fell off.
And I guess you got what was that kid's name from the Pacers? That was just Lance Stevenson. Lance Stevenson is in his prime.
Bro,
Was
he went through
nice.
Danny Granger, Lance Stevenson,
Right.
Roy Hibbert in his
Paul
prime,
George
young
even.
PG. Like it was not just Boston out east. The Atlanta Hawks were the 1 seed without a single All-Star on their team. You know why? Because they had Jeff Teague, ISO Joe Johnson. They had Al Horford, young Al Horford,
Kyle
Josh
Korver.
Smith, Kyle Korver. It was not just
I love
Boston
Kyle
out
Korver.
east.
I love
It was
Kyle
not
Korver.
just Boston out east. That's a wild take.
Yeah, but then to just
To act like he didn't beat good teams is crazy.
But then to just say, like, oh, if he went to the West, he'd win more. Whenever you're running into Kobe Lakers, you're running into Tim Duncan Spurs. When in the later years, in like 09 and 10,
But if you want to
before he
talk,
went to the Heat,
we established top teams. Who are the lower tier West teams that were a threat to him? He would have dominated the Rockets. He would have dominated the Wolves.
with Yao Ming and Tracy McGrady, I don't know if he would have
T-Mac
dominated
wasn't
that.
healthy in Houston. He would have.
No, he wasn't healthy in Houston.
And
but with-
Yao retired because of injuries. He
Yeah.
would have dominated the Rockets. They wouldn't have held up with his physicality, especially young LeBron when he just wanted to dunk all day. They would not have held up against that, against Cleveland LeBron. Who else out west besides the Lakers and the Spurs would be their biggest tests. The Thunder folded every time they played someone that was even remotely talented, and LeBron would run through that Thunder team because they didn't have synergy.
They did not have the same.
They were definitely more talented than a theoretical Nuggets
What
team.
about
with
Kate
LeBron.
Perk?
Kendrick Perkins. But who else? Who else in the West? The Suns were non-factors.
Blazers, whenever they had that shooting guard Brandon Roy when they had
Brandon
Damian
Roy is
Lillard and
also
LaMarcus Aldridge.
That's again, you're to
LeBron is
give
not
them
beating
a run
that team.
when Brandon Roy also couldn't stay healthy. They didn't run for a reason. They
Lillard
didn't
and
have the
Aldridge
players.
were still stars.
Dame and LaMarcus Aldridge did not play enough defense to take down a LeBron-led team.
Love that dude.
That duo was.
It was a fun
That
team
duo was
offensively,
so
especially
nice.
with like CJ McCollum. Defensively, LeBron would terrorize them. He does everything, and they have no defenders.
Are you talking his team or solely him? Because
I mean,
We're talking this Nuggets team with LeBron. on
the
it.
hardest part to have it unfold is: are we having everything happen the same? Like as he goes to New York?
you gotta look at it in a perspective of how easy the game is for LeBron. He is 6'10" to what?
260?
Yeah, bro.
I mean, he's
no.
easily the most athletic.
So how
person ever.
easy? So that's why I give more props on Kobe and MJ's. They're not the most like for Kobe's instance. He's not the fastest. He's not the biggest. He's not the strongest. He's a fucking dog.
Oh, he's
and won,
skill, yeah, and hard work.
and he won 5 of them.
But
Yeah,
we talked about this earlier. LeBron does
Granted.
everything but score better than him. Everything. What does Kobe have on him besides scoring? Kobe was an elite 3-level scorer. What else does he do better than LeBron? People win is the stretch when, like we said, he played worse teams. If those Lakers teams, especially the Pau Gasol ones, ran into the Warriors, buzzsaw. They're getting murdered by Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Are we talking about
They would shoot him out the gym.
It's an obvious like statistic.
Who's guarding Steph?
Kobe.
Okay, then who's guarding Klay?
You got Meta. Yeah, Meta. One Artest.
Yeah.
And then you got
The one you were just saying is
Raymond.
mid, so you're flipping the script.
Yeah,
the
but
one you
Clay
were
is
just
also
laughing
mid.
mid.
Clay is also mid.
That Clay was
That is
game
crazy.
6 Clay.
That is crazy.
That was game 6 Clay.
I'm from you went to Wazoo. I know Clay. Clay is not that guy.
He got 60 points up with 13 dribbles. Are you serious? You gotta say that one more time.
Clay is not that guy,
He's
bro.
the second best shooter on the planet. Prime Clay at his peak was the second best shooter on the planet. And the only reason he wasn't first is because Steph Curry is his teammate.
That is crazy.
To say that those Warriors teams wouldn't spread out that Lakers team with Kobe and Pau Gasol and light them up from 3 is ridiculous. Because they would.
No, it's a different game, though.
They'd shoot them off the floor.
It's a different game.
They would not.
Yes, they would. How would they defend them in space? Pau Gasol could not defend Draymond Green when he was shooting threes and playing like a deep point.
Draymond always has been shooting threes. And
He was
always
making them
was
back then.
3 for 15.
He was not. He was a solid shooter back then.
That 15, 16, 17 Warriors team is...
It's very different. I would agree. I still think that I see like the
Their
2000.
whole stretch against LeBron is just a disgusting...
And that's the thing, is they're going against LeBron. So when you knock LeBron for not performing in the finals, neither would... Maybe MJ does because those both teams are so good. Kobe wouldn't do better. Kobe wouldn't have done better against LeBron. You know why? Because he's a worse defender than LeBron.
We're picking accolades. Steph Curry's a better player than LeBron James.
That hurts your guys' case more than mine. You're talking about accolades being so important. And so you think Steph Curry is better than Kobe and LeBron because he has more accolades.
I wouldn't say better than Kobe.
I said championships.
He's got more accolades than both of them.
Can win. I'm talking about solely as being a basketball player. What do you play for? The fucking championship.
Yeah.
So Bill Russell's the GOAT.
Bro, drop me in Bill Russell's. No.
So he's the GOAT because of all them rings, right?
15 teams and playing against plumbers, that's not even an argument. That's ridiculous.
But no, you're saying if rings are what's most important, if rings are most important, then Bill Russell's the GOAT.
Okay, so why did LeBron change out his entire team halfway through the season like 3 different times?
Because it wasn't
Kobe
working.
never did that shit.
Because it wasn't working.
Kobe
And
never
years,
did that shit. He
and
still
how
won
many
5
years?
and
How many years
lost
at the end of his career, at the age LeBron is right now, Kobe was irrelevant. Kobe was irrelevant when he was in his
No.
40s.
Did we
Do you
not
want to
watch
pull up
it?
the stats?
Did
Because
we-
they won like 20 games.
Did we not
He was
watch
irrelevant.
Kobe put up 70 against the
On
Jazz in his
30
game?
shots! He shot the ball 30 times!
LeBron could never put up 70.
That's crazy. It's because of his
Never.
shot tendency. He passes the ball more than Kobe.
That's a hot take.
And he plays
LeBron
with
has
AD.
never put
If
up
he
70.
shot the ball like Kobe, his stats would be disgusting.
No,
It's because Kobe played as like he was the only important scorer on offense, and LeBron defaults to AD because it's smart to do that.
That's if you give LeBron James the mentality of Kobe or MJ, he would have 45,000 points right now.
with the mentality,
That's what I'm saying.
not there. The mentality is not there.
But he's a passer.
Because it's not a selfish scoring mentality.
fucking point guard.
JJ Redick said it best. LeBron isn't, and I side with this take as much as hot as it was at the time. People talk about is LeBron one of the best scorers of all time. If you really look at it,
He's
he
the
played
best.
his whole career
Yeah.
defaulting to other scorers and still has the most points ever. He's not one of the best scorers of all time. He's the best scorer of all time. He has the most points ever, and other than Cleveland, LeBron, his first tenure, he constantly let other people eat around him. He let Kyrie do his thing. He let AD do his thing. He let D-Wade do his thing. He even let Bosh score 18 a game because he put those numbers up not even playing selfish basketball.
Because shit was easy.
If he shot the ball like KD, he would have better numbers than KD. Because KD shot the ball like that.
He's not a
If
shooter
KD
like that. KD's a shooter like that. LeBron is not a shooter like that. All he has
Made
is a
from
little.
3, maybe. Does he not knock down jumpers?
He can knock
Does he
down
not knock
jumpers.
down jumpers?
But I've seen.
Do not compare LeBron James to KD when shooting.
I mean,
No, but to act like one is all the way down here, one's all the way up here. KD is an electric shooter. LeBron is a good enough shooter. If he had the volume of Kevin Durant with better inside scoring, he would have more points. He's a better scorer if he used his physicality selfishly to score the ball more. But he also averages 8 assists a game. And guys like KD, Kobe don't do that. They don't pass the ball like that.
Okay, let's switch teams, careers. If you have LeBron in the shoes of what Kobe had with Shaq, Pau Gasol, how many do you think he wins?
I think
Like if he plays on that Lakers team, the same amount of
this
time
is
that
such
Kobe.
a subjective conversation though, because the question is, how do each player adjust to the era they're in? Because LeBron, if he's playing with Shaq and just like with Shaq, he would feed Shaq so much more than Kobe did. Kobe and Shaq butted heads because Kobe was a selfish offensive player. LeBron was never a selfish offensive player. He would constantly pass the ball to Shaq like he does to AD. So if anything, that elevates Shaq's career. Because he wouldn't have to fight with Kobe for touches. He wouldn't have to fight with LeBron for touches.
I would choose.
So it's weird to look at how Kobe and LeBron would succeed because LeBron defaults.
That's why. See, as a ball player, I'm picking LeBron to be on my team.
Over Kobe?
He does everything.
But hold on, if I'm trying to fucking win, I'm picking Kobe. I have to pick Kobe. Because he's gonna get his. I'm gonna let him get his, and we're gonna win.
If we're playing a pick-up 5-on-5 game and it's all NBA players and you have to pick your team with my first pick. No, like it's every NBA player ever and it's 5-on-5 and you say whoever wins this 5-on-5 fantasy draft one game is the world champion, the best team ever. You're taking LeBron or Jordan with the first pick, not Kobe. Because if you want the most dominant player ever, you take Jordan. And if you want somebody who does everything, you take LeBron. He's not more dominant than LeBron, and he's not more dominant than MJ, and he's not more diverse than Kobe. So they both have a leg up on it.
All right,
That's why he can't be the GOAT. Like he's third ever.
Am I trying to win this thing?
If you're trying to win the whole thing, you take MJ over it. And if you don't take MJ, you take LeBron.
No, I'm picking MJ. If we're choosing to win, I'm picking MJ, then Kobe, then LeBron.
That's crazy because the way this draft is going to go, if you have the first pick and you take MJ, the other team would take LeBron. The other team would take.
We got 2K.
Yeah, pick first. You pick it.
If I have the first pick, I'm taking Jordan.
Okay.
If it's one game to win every, I'm taking Jordan.
Okay.
And I hope you take Kobe because LeBron and MJ together would be unstoppable. I hope you take Kobe.
Okay.
Because MJ will go head to head with Kobe, and who the hell is taking LeBron?
So build your 5 with the draft pick. Go back and forth. You get first pick. You get second.
Yeah, I'll take MJ.
You're taking MJ. I'm taking Kobe.
All right, I'm taking LeBron.
Okay. Take Shaq.
I'm gonna take Steph Curry.
Jesus.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, see how this works? How are you guarding? How are you guarding them? LeBron can play point guard. Steph can play point guard. MJ can play point guard.
See, but
there's
there's
no
one ball. There's one ball.
Yeah, and there's 5 elite players to defend.
I'll give you Damian Lillard to block out that one.
Damian Lillard would not go head to head with Prime Curry and go head to head.
Prime Dame and Prime Curry?
Prime Dame that was sitting in Cancun with a TV remote watching Steph Curry win rings.
With absolutely no help in a city that had no
Weren't
money.
you guys just talking about how good CJ McCollum and LaMarcus Aldridge were?
No. That's because I got Portland pride.
That's crazy.
That's because I got Portland pride.
So you're saying if Steph traded places with Dame, he would never won anything with the Blazers?
No.
That's
No.
Steph
Not
not
even.
winning a goddamn
Steph
thing.
was scoring 35 a game.
Are you serious?
Dude, that is a
They would
joke.
have won a run. They
That
would
is
have won a
a
ring.
joke, bro.
They would have won a ring.
No.
They would have won the same rings. They would have won a ring. Steph would have won a ring.
Hold on, just listen. Russ, listen. Because if we gave Steph the freedom that Damian's freedom was, their statistics aren't that much. Steph can only do so much.
He shared the ball more in Golden State. He wouldn't have to in Portland.
Steph would have to do this every single game.
No, he wouldn't because CJ would put up 20 points a game and LaMarcus Aldridge would put up 15.
And Marcus was only there for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and in those 3 or 4 years, he would have won a ring.
No way.
Because he's more efficient than Dame. He's more efficient than Dame. They lost games where Dame had an off night and missed 15 shots.
He's not winning with Steph, I'm sorry.
That's they wouldn't have won 4 or 5 rings. They would have won one. They would have won one.
I don't even see him winning one. I
think you're selling Steph short because there's a lot of teams that never won a ring, and if you put Steph on them instead of the point guard they had at the time, they win a ring. You put him in Boston.
Give him their 1 year when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And I'm telling you, I didn't say he was going to win more than one. I said if you put him in Portland instead of Dame, they would have won 1 ring. And it's the year they went to the Western Conference Finals. If you traded Dame,
That's a big if.
Dame is inefficient when he volume shoots like that, and Steph is not. He's the best shooter ever. They would have won that series. Dame is liable to have an off night. Old Steph Curry has off nights. 31, 32-year-old Steph Curry didn't have off nights. That's why they won all those rings.
But Steph
He didn't have bad games.
Steph didn't even become that guy until like 2015, 2014. His first like 3 or 4 years
Yeah,
in the league
right
with
in that
Monte
window,
Ellis.
right in that window, he would have won a ring. And you know who's the only person on the planet who would have stopped him? LeBron fucking James. The only person on the planet who would have stopped him from getting one is LeBron James.
All right, let's go back to these teams. You have Steph, MJ, and LeBron. You have
I'm losing this.
no, you're not. You have Kobe,
Yes, he is.
Shaq, and who? Dame.
Kobe, Shaq, and Dame do not match up well with,
Can I-
with Steph.
We still have
MJ and
two
LeBron.
drafts.
I'll take my swap backs I'll do Shaq and Giannis.
They would
Okay.
say Giannis.
So Kobe, Shaq, Giannis, and LeBron, Steph, MJ.
Now I get next pick. I'm running Timmy D at the 4.
Timmy D, give me Kawhi.
No one on your team.
No,
knows Shaq.
Kawhi is locking down LeBron right
That's
there.
fine.
That's hilarious
That's
because you
over.
guys were just talking about how you were shitting on LeBron for losing to that Spurs team with Kawhi Leonard and how it was bad for him to
My
lose
team's
to them.
losing,
But
right?
now you're saying you can lock him up. And then at center, give me Hakeem. There's no shot because Steph has to take, or not Steph, Shaq has to take Hakeem. You're putting Kawhi on, you putting Giannis on Tim Duncan? He's not hanging with him down low. Prime Tim Duncan? Have you watched the Spurs games?
I've seen.
Have
I
you
love
watched
Tim
the
Duncan.
Spurs?
I love
And
Tim
what's Giannis
Duncan.
going to go dunk on
So
Hakeem?
physical though.
What's Giannis going to dunk on Hakeem? No, he's not. He's not dunking on
That's when
Hakeem.
he's tired from Shaq bully ball. My whole game is on Shaq. I'm like, give Shaq the fucking ball. Like,
And that's crazy because everyone on my team except Hakeem can shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Timmy D doesn't shoot threes, but
No,
he's got mid-range game, and all my 1 through 3 are all elite good shooters.
Yeah.
That's a win. It's not a blowout. Like the team is nice,
It's
but
21-19.
I'm winning that game. I promise you.
You got first pick.
If you take, you can do it again. You take first pick, and I will win again.
Because whoever's getting the second pick is getting a better team.
That's crazy because you just told me I got first pick and I won again.
We'll smoke you. Whoever gets the first pick automatically has a better team.
I don't
I don't believe that.
True.
No,
You
I don't
don't
believe
think
that. I
so?
think if I took second, I would have a better team.
So you're taking LeBron and I take MJ
You're taking MJ at 1, so I assume you're taking Kobe at 3.
for my second pick.
Like for your second pick.
No, I'm taking Shaq.
Okay, then I'm going to take Kobe, and now I have Kobe and LeBron, and LeBron will default to Kobe, and it's over.
No.
You guys were just gobbling on Kobe's meat, and if you gave him LeBron, the ultimate glue guy, the ultimate plays all 5 positions, it's over. It's over because, I'm going to put my best guy on Kobe. All right, have fun with LeBron James. Like, you have to take Kobe with your second pick, or it's not a competitive fight.
I feel like if you take Steph.
The same way when I took MJ at 1, if I didn't take Kobe with my next pick and you got him, you would have beat me. You'd have beat me. You have to, if you have 2 of them, it's over because they're the 3 best players to ever touch a basketball. LeBron, Kobe, MJ. If you have 2 of them, somebody has to have 2 of them.
Where's
It's
Steph in this? And if you're ranking top.
Steph, in my opinion, is the 2nd best point guard ever. The only reason I don't give him first is because Magic was a point guard.
Right.
And
Steph's a shooting
Steph's a point guard who has passing upside, but he's,
so Curry wins by default because he can shoot.
I don't think that shooting is because people also say that Magic Johnson couldn't shoot at all by today's standards. He couldn't shoot. If you left him butt naked out there, he'd knock down
I
3.
fucking hope so.
He'd knock down 3.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is like it's not like Ben Simmons. You don't guard him at the 3. He just isn't a contested shooter. You can win with that because you can surround him with shooters. If I were to take Magic Johnson and then put shooters at my 2, 3, and 4, like a stretch big, I have compensated for Magic Johnson not shooting.
You put like Reggie Miller out there with Magic, then
You could put LeBron at the 4, and he can knock down 3s. And now I've got a shooter who can do everything at the 4. Because if you put a team of like Magic at the 1, MJ at the 2, Kawhi at the 3, LeBron at the 4, and then whoever gets boards at the 5, that team's nuts. Because you've got a lockdown, an elite 3-level scorer, and 2 guys that do everything well. And then you're big. Like, you can work with a point guard that can't shoot at an elite level.
That's true.
You can't work with a point guard that can't pass at a Rondo wasn't a shooter.
No.
So it's, I think by today's point guard standards, sure, Steph Curry's probably the best point guard ever, but like when you look at the scope of basketball, what Magic does as a point guard is what you want from a point guard.
That's beautiful.
When you're a kid and they're teaching you how to play point guard, they're teaching you to play like Magic, not like Steph.
Yeah, that's true. And
Coaches get pissed when you play like Steph. No coaches ever got mad and be like, shoot the ball more. Like, no, you're a point guard. Swing the rock. Like,
but like that's why I don't like today's day and age game where it's just like
it's positionless basketball. Like, you could have a forward that plays like a point guard, and
I wouldn't even say it's positionless. Who the fuck said?
I think 1 through 3 are so interchangeable. It's annoying.
No, we play a game of chase around. So like, let's just say you make a simple drive, kick and drive. We're playing reactionary basketball instead of actual set
plays and stuff. You react to what the defense does.
like Redick and LeBron.
Yes.
I talked.
So when they crashed out on LeBron and he kicks it out, that wasn't the play. That's what he does.
It's just a crash play, and you're just like, oh shit, let's find the open guy. That's in a sense of like when you get good enough and you understand the terms of basketball, when basketball is not that.
It's so interesting to think about how MJ would play if he didn't play in the 90s with the Bulls, where it was plays. Like, like if they just let him go out there and
drop MJ right now,
I think he would have been perceived as so much better of a passer because his instincts were so good.
MJ would have killed.
That's what I'm saying.
You can't.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why when people tell me MJ's better than LeBron, I'm like, I get it.
Yeah, you can't touch me. I'm gonna just.
Because if he ISOs and then you crash down on him, he was a good enough passer, good enough vision to find open.
I don't know if you win 6 straight if you drop MJ today, but that motherfucker is still cold.
I think it's just disingenuous to talk about 90% of superstars and say if they were in this era, if they were in this era.
You can't.
Sure, when you talk about guys from the '60s, I don't think they drive today.
You can't go. You can't go backwards. If you can take MJ today, that's fine.
I think you can.
You take LeBron back.
LeBron would go back and he would play more physically. He'd be
the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But I think it's disingenuous to also say if you took specifically guys from the 90s or early 2000s and you put them in today's game, people are like, it's just not the same. I'm like, no, they would still be good basketball.
Yeah, they would still be a killer.
They would be great. Like,
but
it doesn't have to be MJ or like early career Kobe. Like, I'm talking like you put T-Mac or Vince Carter in today's game, they would be disgusting.
T-Mac is
no, but we do though.
Vince would be disgusting in today's game.
No.
I wouldn't say this guy. He'd just be fun. That's what
he was. Maybe he wouldn't be a winner, but he would score 30 a game. You know how soft DeAndre Ayton and Karl Anthony Towns are? They're not even jumping with Vince. At least people jumped with Vince back then. They wouldn't even do it now. They just start walking back on offense. And the guys that you just gotta hold it. The guys that would jump with Vince Carter are like Rudy Gobert, and he would just get balls on forehead. Maybe like Bam or Embiid or Jokic jumps with him and gets a hand on something, but like Vince would just dominate. It's disingenuous to be like, like it's a different game now. They would adjust. Like,
not fast.
Before we get off Vince, I have a question because I saw somebody that said that Vince Carter was never actually that good. I saw a tape that they
talk about a guy that I wish I saw. Talk about a guy I wish I saw with legit help like most superstars get. Vince would have won something.
What about like the Vince and T-Mac era in Toronto? Why did they not do anything?
T-Mac was never healthy.
Yeah,
like he's one of the biggest. He's like the biggest what if of the generations before us. One of them. Like it's like him and Brandon Roy are like because even not healthy Grant Hill, even not healthy, these guys were so good. So imagine if they were healthy. And even then, like it was T-Mac and Vince. It wasn't was the Magic or the Raptors they were on?
The Raptors, yeah.
Like who else was on those Raptors teams?
Was Chris Bosh there yet?
No. Chris Bosh was 2003, same draft as LeBron.
Oh, was he? Okay.
So I'm just like, if you gave Vince Carter, like, what's the? How would you build a team around Vince Carter, and who are the worst players you think you could put around him, and he's successful?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Like successful as in like makes a finals run or two. Like who are the worst players you could put around him, and how would you do it?
I mean, the worst. I'm thinking today's. I don't even.
Because he was never a bad shooter. He definitely got better as he got older. But he was always a solid shooter. Yeah. And obviously the bounce is great.
If you replace Banchero from
Oh, like Paolo back
Yeah,
then?
no, from the Magic, and just put
T-Mac on that Magic team.
T-Mac or Vince Carter on that team. They'll probably make it another 2 rounds.
I think they'd at least make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, beating that Celtics
That's
team.
not a knock on Paolo either. Paolo's like 21 years old.
Yeah.
But we're talking Vince and T-Mac. Like, yeah, I think
I miss it.
if I had to build a starting 5 around him where like none of them were like obviously LeBron
Superstars.
and MJ kind of players, like if you could put at the 1, if I could run.
I'm running Steve Nash at the 1, Carter at the 2. I'm going to take Danny Granger or like Paul George at the 3. I'm going to put...
How much money do you have?
Yeah, I think you got to build realistically.
Jesus.
Like,
Yeah.
because I was going to say, I think you'd put Chris Paul.
I was like, if I got
Hornets, Chris Paul at the 1 is my other big money player. At the 2, you get like, you got to get a shooter at the 2, like Ray Allen.
What, don't you keep Vince at the 2?
I'd run him at the 3. Because
Run
he
him
was
at
like
the
6'8", 6'9". Like he could hang at the 3.
He wasn't as big as McGrady, but
Especially late career Vince ran the 3 because he got better as a shooter.
that's true.
But then you get like, maybe you throw in like at the 2, you run in like a Ray Allen. Not like Ray Allen like prime Celtics, but like right after in Miami. At the 4, you got to get somebody that can shoot a little bit and is just like a good defender. So maybe like Dre, honestly. And at the 5, just want somebody to get boards.
I put Dario Saric at the 4.
I think Sarge will get bullied too much. Like it puts too much pressure on the center inside.
Okay.
So maybe you run Dre at the 4, and then you just pick a center that's straight up glass queens at the 5. And I think that right there, I think wins the finals.
Andre
Drummond
Drummond.
was getting 20 boards a game.
He
when
was.
with the
Like in
Pistons.
his like good, he's not even 30 yet.
So like a 5, a starting 5.
Yeah,
he's
Drummond's like
28.
28.
He came in as an 18-year-old. That's
Mhm.
why. But I think a starting 5 of like Chris Paul, Ray Allen, Vince, Draymond Green, and Andre Drummond, they win a ring or 2.
That's a lot of money though.
Not really.
Not really. No, it's like Drummond doesn't get paid like that.
Dre only got big money after he was a staple for the Warriors. Those Warriors team, part of the reason they were comprised is because he wasn't paid very heavy.
Are you talking
Ray
about? You're talking
Allen?
about Cousins.
No, not the no.
Drummond was not on the Warriors ever. He was on the
No,
Pistons.
I'm talking about Dre.
Sorry.
Dre.
I thought you
Because
meant
Dre got big money after they went on all those runs.
Yeah, then he got like 23 million a year.
But even if you took him out and put DeMarcus, like Boogie
I
on
don't think you can see. I have an issue with picking teams because it's a lot of name picking. You can't name pick when you're picking like. I can pick my stars. My stars you can name pick.
Sure.
Cool. The people that are surrounded. That's why the Celtics have such a hard time winning anything. It's because they name pick everybody.
Yeah, they got
You
Tatum.
need to
No,
find-
based on system
Porzingis.
fit and
You
synergy.
need to find players to fit around those 2 motherfuckers. The
Yeah.
dogs of the team, and then you guys but you go. I need his name, and his name.
Yeah.
I can't cut it.
That's why the
You need-
Thunder are doing
If you're
so
saving
well.
money,
have a bunch
you
of
can make
no-names,
it.
you know what I
You
mean?
can save money and it's a good fit. You take Dre off that team because he is expensive, and you put Al Horford on there. That team wins the finals, in my opinion.
Who?
Because your big money
On the-
players are you see, you've got Chris Paul at the 1. You've got Ray Allen on like a cheap budget deal just to shoot at the 2. You got Prime Vince. You run Old Boogie at the 4, where he was just kind of a shooter and a little bit of boards, and then at the 5 you run Drummond. That's not a super expensive team because your only max players are probably like Chris Paul and Vince Carter. The other guys are below the max.
Yeah,
And that team wins the finals.
So you're building tall.
I'm building tall but shooters because Drummond even is like
trash.
not Drummond's not like some knockdown shooter, but
No.
like if you leave him open, he'll knock it down. Everyone in that 5 will knock down a 3 if you leave him open. And they've got facilitator and Chris Paul. Boogie can play a little stretch big. Ray Allen's just stand out there shooting. Vince can take over and play his game. I think that team wins the finals. And that's like when you talk about trying to not make an unrealistically expensive team. I think that team would win.
In today's, or we dropped them back in.
I think.
And if you wanted to
overall, I
get
think
even
that's the
cheaper,
solid team.
you could drop Drummond for someone cheaper that again just cleans the glass. Like you could put
Even like a Steven Adams or like a
Valanciunas.
Fire.
Valanciunas would work.
Jared Allen, bro.
Yeah,
Jared
Jared Allen would be even better because then they would be insane and on the low roll
He is my favorite.
with the fro and everything.
Fuck everybody else. Give me him 100%.
One of my hot takes is that I think the Cavs are going to take the Celtics down next round because I think Evan Mobley and Jared Allen are going to be too much,
But they're having problems.
especially if Porzingis isn't healthy.
They're having problems with Orlando.
Yeah, but
Orlando's people talk about Orlando like they're not crazy.
there are
Because
they're
John
super
Isaac is
young.
a disgusting defender. Paolo Banchero gives you 25 a night. Franz Wagner can shoot from anywhere. They've got Cole Anthony off the bench who's buckets.
Jalen Suggs.
Jalen Suggs was an elite defender.
Yeah, he's a
Like that team is good. Next year, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Magic at the 2 or 3 seed, depending on what teams like the Sixers and the Knicks do.
Yeah, I don't know about 2 or 3 seed, but I see him making a conference finals run. That's for sure. Like I think that they break past. I think that Magic team beats the Knicks and the Pacers.
I think it's all about the moves that get made, though, because teams like the Knicks and Pacers are going to have to make moves this offseason because the Knicks, Anunoby's a free agent. OG Anunoby is.
Oh,
I don't know if they have the money to bring him back. The Pacers, again, Pascal Siakam's going to be a free agent. I don't know if they want him. Like,
yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if those guys leave and the Magic are like the 2 seed.
Speaking on Jalen Brunson and Sean,
Oh,
how does he build that team? How do you
What the Knicks
how do you make Jalen Brunson
Sean's been on the pod a few times, so anybody who is watching has seen some of Sean's takes on here. Sean told us in the group chat, Jalen Brunson is A, better than Devin Booker and Jason Tatum,
which is
and
insane.
B, is a legitimate finals threat this year, which Tyler and Jake and I disagreed with because I don't think he can be a 1 on a number 1 team. That tells me that Sean thinks Brunson can win now with the team the Knicks have right now.
I just don't see that, bro. Like, Josh Hart is good.
Even if Julius Randle was there, I was like, I just don't see it.
No, Julius.
They'd have to have the perfect
I think they'd have to have injuries go their way.
Yeah.
Like they would have to. Someone in
Tatum would
Boston
have to get hurt.
Tatum or JB would have to get hurt.
And Porzingis would have to be out.
They go to the West and like if they run into the Wolves, like maybe Cat's not healthy. They run into the Thunder. I don't know if anyone other than Shea's hurt. I think they can compensate.
Yeah.
No Chet, no J-Dub, no Lou Dort. I think they've got an answer for everything. Because like Josh Giddey's there. I'm like Isaiah Joe is there.
They still got Jalen Williams, like the other
They
Jalen
have
Williams.
Williams too.
Yeah.
Like they have.
And Trey Man is
plug-and-play
pretty
talent.
underrated too, in my opinion. I think Trey Man actually puts up Trey and Terrence.
I just
both
think
of them
too
are
many
actually-
things have to go the Knicks' way. Where even if they did somehow make a run to the finals, it would have not like an asterisk next to it because that's not really fair because of injuries. You can't control injuries.
Sure.
But we would all be conscious of the fact that, like, okay, they didn't necessarily get here because Jalen Brunson's a top 3 to 5 player in the league, but because every break went their way. The refs already said, I'm a bitter Sixers fan. They outplayed us. They deserve to win that series.
Sure.
The refs admitted multiple times that they were not calling the fouls they needed to call. Maxey got fouled all the time in that series, and they didn't call him.
Yeah. Again, no disrespect to him, but he's also not in my opinion, not a top 5 point guard.
Jalen Brunson?
So top point guards I would take over him right now. Obviously, I think you throw Steph in there. I think you throw Ja in there.
You throw Dame in there.
Dame when he's not hurt, obviously.
I'd throw Dame in there. Luka, of course. Luka's a point guard.
Yeah, I'd take Shea.
Shea's a point guard.
In there.
Unless
you want to put.
You could dead serious. This might be one of my spicier takes. If you put De'Aaron Fox on the Knicks, they'd be doing the same thing with De'Aaron Fox.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox is nice.
He's a hooper.
He's solid, dude. Yeah.
Like if you put Swipe on the Knicks, they wouldn't lose a step without Brunson.
No. Yeah.
Like if you took him off of them, then they'd lose a step, but like they would not drop off.
Yeah.
You might be able to throw LaMelo Ball on there and get buckets.
Crazy. Hot take, LaMelo.
They wouldn't win as much, but he would put up numbers on the Knicks because they have so many defenders.
Instead of Jalen Brunson, that team would be hot garbage if you put LaMelo on that team.
No way.
Maybe who LaMelo is right now.
LaMelo's better than half.
Maybe who LaMelo is right now, but give it like 2 years. LaMelo's becoming a better defender.
We're talking about right now. If you throw LaMelo Ball on this team, they do not make it to the playoffs. Instead of Brunson?
I disagree 100%.
I disagree 100%.
Yeah, a healthy LaMelo is
that team is deep. That team is deep too. They've got Josh Hart, who's averaging like 12 rebounds a game. Mitchell Robinson, who's one of the best shot blockers. They've got Dante DiVincenzo putting up 20 a game.
Hartenstein's showing his
OG
worth.
Anunoby is an elite defender. All of these good defenders just cover up the LaMelo Ball as an elite scorer and not the best defender sometimes. Like they're built to cover up his weaknesses.
Take that back. You just call him an elite scorer.
LaMelo is an elite scorer and an elite disher.
He's like 6'8" and he can score from anywhere, and his pass vision is
incredible. Yeah.
He will look you dead in the eye, swing that all the way to the corner 30 feet, and get a knockdown 3 out of Dante.
I think LaMelo's a better passer than Luka.
He's an elite offensive threat. His biggest flaw is his defense, and the Knicks would cover that up. They would not be as good.
Because the Hornets have
I'm not saying they'd be as good with LaMelo Ball as they would with Jalen Brunson, but they would still be a good team.
Again, no knock on the Knicks because they are a good team.
They're a very good team.
They are second in the East. I'm dogging on LaMelo Ball. That's why he's also.
And you got Julius Randle would be there too, bro. He got hurt at the end of the year. Like theoretically, Julius Randle would be there too. Like that team is nice.
That's a good team.
Because that 5 would be LaMelo Ball, Dante DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. And you got Josh Hart off the bench. That team would make noise.
That's filthy.
Like that team would make noise. So I think it's just not talked about enough that A, Brunson is a negative on the defensive side. So if you put another offensive-minded point guard in there that's not a great defender, they'd be good. And B, that team is just as much responsible for their run as Brunson with his 40-point games. OG Anunoby is guarding. Tobias Harris didn't score in Game 6. He didn't score.
Toby sucks, but like also to
And you know who popped off in that series? JoJo, because he's JoJo, and Maxey, who Brunson was supposed to be guarding. Like, he's a negative on defense, and OG Anunoby covers that up. They're not
so
DiVincenzo
jealous.
covers that up.
So jealous you have him.
Tyrese, Maxey's the truth, bro. Most improved player this year. I'm telling you, if we get Paul George opts out of his deal with the Clippers and comes to Philly, we will be disgusted.
Can we talk about my Clippers and how we just need to just get rid of everybody and just
restart?
Just restart again.
I want to go back in time, alternate universe. What happens if they don't trade for Paul?
Bro, I was so mad.
So here's the thing: if they don't trade for
Kawhi and Shea, bro. Oh my god.
If they don't trade for Paul George, then on the Thunder, you still have Westbrook and Paul George.
I was sick.
Because
I don't
Westbrook
think it
doesn't
matters, bro. It's Kawhi Leonard and SGA.
I was
And J-Dub
sick.
is one of those picks. J-Dub with Kawhi and SGA.
We got rid of 6 things for one person and a pick. Are you serious?
Clippers are a poverty.
As much as I love Paul George, I was disgusted.
When that
I
happens.
was disgusted.
Were you actually disgusted at the time, or were you
Yes,
disgusted
no,
now?
no,
No,
we-
4 first-round picks for a guy about to hit his
We
30s is
gave
ridiculous.
up our draft pick for GP. Or PG.
Gary Payton.
I wish, bro.
I wish. They would be nasty.
Gary Payton too, I feel like is.
Hey, Oregon State
He
boy.
said Gary Payton too. Are you talking about Gary Payton Jr.?
Yes.
He said
Two.
2.0.
GP,
He said Gary Payton Mark II.
Nah. Growing up OSU fan, GP2, I promise.
He's a stud, bro. He's tough. He's tough with it.
He was a big
He
part
has
of those
a
Warriors
ring.
teams. Yeah, he was a big part of those Warriors teams.
All right, let's
We were
do.
talking about that Warriors team, the team that Jason Tatum ran into, because it was Steph, Clay actually healthy. It was Kevon Looney putting up 20 rebound games, Gary Payton off the bench, Jordan Poole jacking up shots and actually hitting them.
I know.
Like,
That
that team was nasty. I think it's people
What
knocked
happened?
Tatum a
What
little
happened with that team? Why did it just shit hit the fan after that?
James Wiseman got drafted.
No, what happened is
I
just
should have added to
no. What happened is Draymond Green knocked out Jordan Poole in the whole locker room. Turned in on us.
Yeah.
They turned on each other.
That was
It's crazy that they got rid of Poole and not Green. Because, well, in my.
get rid of.
I mean, okay,
Green
Poole.
needs to go because Kuminga's there, and he's a bucket. Bro.
Yeah, he
At
shoots
25 a
shoots
game,
better,
Jonathan Kuminga.
taller,
Is
longer.
Jalen starting over?
Yeah.
Kuminga?
No, he was.
I think they're 4 and 5. Isn't Kuminga playing the
See, the fact that I don't watch enough basketball to know line.
But then, like, the thing about the Warriors is, like, people talk about their fall off right now, but don't recognize if you look at the roster, they have reloaded. They've got AirPod, Brandon Podzinski is a bucket. They have Moses Moody just sitting on their bench who has loads of potential. Jonathan Kuminga, like, nobody wants to see a messy divorce with Steph and Clay and Dre. You keep Steph and Dre and Clay can go because you've got Kuminga to take.
They tried to get Clay a contract, and he said no, and then he played.
I'm calling a shot here. Clay's going to Orlando. He's going to go play the 2, and they're going to be so good.
Whoa.
They're going to be so good with Suggs, Clay, John Isaac, and Ben Carroll.
That's if Clay plays like Clay can play.
He doesn't even have to. He can put up 15, and that's what they need is a shooter.
They do
The
need a
Magic
shooter,
just need a shooter.
but I've seen Clay break more shots this year than like any time in his prime.
And I'm praying for him.
But
I love Clay.
I
He's
think
from
I like the
Washington.
Magic
I
starting
love
5
that guy.
right now more than the Warriors starting 5, even with Steph in there. Because they've got John Isaac, who's an elite defender. They've got Ben Carroll.
They've got a great
Jalen
defense.
Suggs is about to make an all-defensive team.
Cole Anthony is
Like,
still.
all you have to do is go in there and guard, the 3rd best player on the floor and shoot threes.
Yeah.
Because Clay on the Warriors is their stop. Like, they're like, hey, throw him at LeBron, like, on the perimeter. They have John Isaac in Orlando. They have Jalen Suggs to take on guards, who's been an all defensive.
The Magic's depth is actually insane. Like, it is very, very
I love
solid.
his fit there so much. The other place that I could see, and I don't love the fit, but I could see it realistically, is Atlanta. If he played the 3 in Atlanta with DeJounte and Trey, because he's a defender and neither of them are
Trey and
great.
DeJounte got to split up. That's not.
I agree,
It's
but
just
I think if we're talking a world of realism, I don't think the Hawks want to give up on that duo yet, even though they should.
I know they don't, but they should.
They need to get. I don't know what they're gonna do. They should have never got rid of Capella.
No, they have Capella still.
Oh, they
do, yeah.
See, I don't watch basketball.
They got rid of John Collins. They finally gave up on John Collins,
That's
traded to the Jazz.
Yeah.
But
And
he was
John,
also kind of a dog. I like watching.
I like
On
watching
John Collins'
but
best night, he's so good.
bro.
He knocks down threes, he dunks on people. He'll give you 12
I
rebounds
just
on his
want,
best
I just
night.
want the dogs. He's filthy.
Yeah, he's nice with it. All right, let's do Jalen Brunson or.
Oh, would you rather?
Would you
Oh,
rather?
man.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
All right, man. Sean's gonna watch this and just shake his fist. Ozzy's gonna be shaking his fist. He's gonna walk in through that door with it, like right at the segment start.
All right, Jalen Brunson
Just stewing behind the camera.
or Trae Young.
Jalen Brunson.
Okay.
I gotta give my props because we haven't seen Trae do anything real since.
Whoa! That's
We haven't
a
seen
lie.
him do anything real since that Knicks
Am
villain
I-
run.
Am I
What has he done since then?
Hold on. Am I picking just solely off?
Oh, am I
player?
picking now for the future?
Now.
Oh, for now.
Now, if we're talking,
Now,
we're
Brunson
talking
for
a
the future
playoff.
Trae.
We're talking a playoff series. Let's talk a playoff series against the Celtics.
Oh,
Them
give
and
me
their-
Jalen, bro.
Yeah,
Give me
no,
Jalen.
them and their team. That's unfair.
Okay.
Give
so
me Jalen because we have one friend, Cullen, who's a Hawks fan, and he did say he's going to tune into this one. He can debate this take with me if he wants to. If the Knicks team that just took down the Sixers, if it was Trae Young, they wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have beat the Sixers if
you
it was
really
Trae Young.
think that?
Yes, because we faced Trae Young and he's not.
Yeah, but Joel Embiid was injured.
Like
Like that.
we still took the Knicks to 6.
You did take the Knicks to 6.
We took them to
That's true.
6 and
Without
lost
Julius
and
Randle.
lost at the last second of Game 6 too.
I would like to revoke. I would stay on Trey's side. He also did go considerably with a shit team.
But that was like 3 years ago at this point.
Okay, he's still.
So I'm
running.
saying
He's still
today,
got juice. He's
today,
young.
I'll take Jalen Brunson. For the future, I'll take Trae Young.
I'll take Trey.
Okay. Jalen Brunson or Chris Paul.
Ew, what?
What? Are we talking, like, we gotta be talking Hornets Chris Paul for it to be conversation.
Yeah.
Clippers Chris Paul? Like,
We're talking Suns Chris Paul.
Give me.
Suns Chris
Give me
Paul?
Brunson.
Give me Brunson.
Brunson?
That's,
Okay.
that's crazy.
Okay. Jalen or Shea?
Shea.
What
That's
about
not close.
Jalen. Okay, let's just say you had to choose between one or the other. Jalen or Julius Randle on the team. If one of them,
Oh, if I had to kick one,
If
If
you
I had to get rid of one, I'm getting rid of Julius.
yeah.
you get rid of
Yeah.
Julius Randle.
Julius disappears way more than Brunson does. Julius will give you 12 on a night for no reason. Like,
I guess that's true. That is true.
honestly, it hurt the Sixers more than it helped to have Julius Randle out.
Jalen or
Because
Josh?
that made them put Josh Hart in the lineup and he was hooping.
Yeah, Josh Hart, Villanova.
If they had Julius Randle in there, Embiid would have went crazier because Josh Hart wouldn't have been there to try. Like,
Yeah, but Hartenstein was and Mitchell Robinson are the ones guarding.
Mitchell Robinson got hurt. He missed like 2 games. So that's what I'm saying. In those games, he would have terrorized Julius Randle because it's Joel Embiid. At least Hartenstein and Josh Hart were jumping with him. Like,
That's true. All right, Jalen or Ja?
Ja. When he's on the court, Ja
Jalen?
Morant when he's on the court.
Let's
He
just
played what, 4 games this year? His first 2 games back, buzzer beater, 40-point game.
What'd you call
King Von Morant. Yeah.
King Von Morant. I'll take Ja Wick, baby.
Ja Wick over Jalen.
I'm taking Brunson on that one.
I think Brunson has more help, and I think it would be such a fun series if you put last year's Grizzlies against this year's Knicks.
I think John needs
Like Jared
actually
Jackson,
would be a
Desmond
fun-
Bain.
yeah.
Like, that would be so fun.
No,
I'll take Ja. He's also so much younger. Ja's like 22.
you're not gonna like this, but I'm about to say. For that being reason of him being young, John needs more help than Jalen needs help.
That's true. Ja does need more help.
And that's no
People
discredit to
forget Ja was running
Ja's a
runs with
stud player.
Steph Curry before he got hurt. Before he broke his hand, they had the Warriors on the ropes, covering up punches from the Grizzlies.
dog ass team, Warriors now.
That was the Warriors team that went to the finals.
Oh, are you talking about
Against
that?
us.
I thought you
And
were talking-
before Ja broke
I
his
thought you were
hand, they were going body shots with them. They were talking shit to each other, and Ja broke his hand, and then they lost.
I don't know the timeline of.
No, that's fair. But timeline wise, like the end of the
I'll
Warriors dynasty,
I'll take Brunson.
the only reason that I don't want to say the only reason, because who knows how that would have went if Ja kept playing. They had the Warriors covering up playing defense because they were throwing punches at them those first 2 games.
And that Memphis team was like
Like 20, that would have been like 2022.
Yeah. That was the year
Because
that the
Ja-
Warriors went to the finals with the Celtics.
It was Ja has shown at his best when it's him and Jaren and Desmond Bain. They can hang with anyone in a game 7 games.
Yeah, and even with Steven Adams there too, I feel like he doesn't get as much credit.
And I'm like, if you gave
Dog.
Jalen Brunson just Jaren Jackson, Desmond Bane, and Steven Adams. I don't think they're that good. Like they're making the playoffs, but they're not 2-3 seed good like Jaws Grizzlies are.
All right, Jalen.
Jaws Jumper's coming along too. Like he's getting to where he can knock down threes like that too.
Jalen or Giddy?
Jalen.
He's like the sixth pick on his team.
Bro, y'all are
Jay Gritty,
sleeping on Giddy, bro.
Y'all
are
change
sleeping
Josh Giddy's
on
name to Jay
Giddy.
Drizzy, bro. Change it to Jay Drizzy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
All right, Jalen Brunson or I just had it in my mind.
Bro, when he was
Jalen or LaMelo.
I just want to say Drake pulled up to that one conversation. How it's the whole fuck the big
LaMelo.
three.
I'm taking LaMelo over Jalen.
That's
When you're talking that line where he's like, fuck the big three, it's just Big Me. The big three that he's referring to is Drake, Diddy, and Josh Giddey. It's just Big Me. And Josh Giddey and Diddy are the other two. It's just Big Me.
What about
Drake.
Jalen or Cade?
Now
See,
Jalen
that's a
in
better-
the future
I
Cade.
like that question.
I love Cade's game so much.
You mean
bro.
Cadenham?
Cadenham is a dog.
It's
Just so
Bro,
unfortunate that he's on
The Pistons have so many players that have potential and don't play up to it, and Cade's not one of them. Cade
No.
will show up and give you 20 and 12 every night.
Yeah, I give you a would you rather?
Ooh.
Cade Cunningham or Paulo Banchero?
Paulo. That's not even really close in my head.
No, but if I have to build a team around one of them, I'm taking Cade, bro.
Really?
He's like 22.
But Paulo's 21.
Yeah, but he plays power forward. How much less valuable is power forward compared to point guard in today's
Yeah,
game?
but Paulo plays small and power. Cade only
Yeah, and
plays
Cade is
point.
Cade's a 6'6" point guard. He can guard the 2 and the 3.
But-
And he great vision. The shots coming along, he'll give you 20 points, 12 assists. He does more than Banchero does,
No, he does
diversity-wise.
not. No, he does
No,
not.
Banchero's job is to score and get rebounds, and Cade does both those things well for a point guard, and he swings the rock and plays defense. I'll take Cade. I can build
taking
around
Paulo.
Cade. I don't know if I can
I
build
can
around
build around Paulo,
Bro,
bro.
you can build
Paulo
around both of
is-
them, but give me Cade.
Dude, I would.
It's so much harder to
rather
find a
build
point
around
guard
Paulo.
that can do what he does than to find a forward that can get
Okay,
buckets.
if you get Paulo on the Pistons and Cade on the Magic, are they the same teams?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think?
Yes.
You
The
still
Magic would still be where they are with
You
Cade
can-
Cunningham.
instead of Paulo?
Yes. Because Franz plays the bro. They still have Franz
That's the
Wagner,
same play.
Jonathan Isaac, and
Literally.
Wendell Carter.
It's the same play.
I mean, it's just they can fill the gap. And what do the Magic need?
Paulo got kind of lucky with the team he got put on.
Bro,
Paulo
Jalen
did get lucky.
can play the 1. Cade plays the 2. At the 3, you play John Isaac. At the 4, you've got Franz Wagner. And at the 5, you've got Wendell Carter. That team's making the playoffs.
That team is making.
And
You're
the
right,
Pistons,
you're right.
the only way you replace Cade Cunningham, I love Jaden Ivey as a 2, but you'd have to play him at the 1, and it doesn't work. They don't have a 1 to take his place.
Are we giving up on James Wiseman? Like what?
I could swear to God no.
He had so much potential. He showed his potential.
I
before.
see it on the
No,
Pistons.
I can't give up on him.
But you gotta keep. Yeah.
Bro, put him in San Antonio with Wemby, where he doesn't have to fight for minutes like
Twin
that.
Towers.
Oh, that would be.
If all
nice,
his job
actually.
was to do is play the 4 and let Wemby play the 5, he'd be nice. I feel like.
I think you'd sweat.
I think you can win with him in your
I
rotation
want-
for sure.
That's weird. I think that's really hard. To
Is he shooting over 50%? If he
From the field or 3.
from the field,
I hope not for you.
Next to Wemby, yeah.
you think he's shooting like
because
that?
Wemby's gravity. Teams would gravitate to him in the
Yes.
paint, and he would get. James is an efficient enough scorer.
So you put Wemby at 4, the 5-4.
And then Wiseman at the 4.
I think it's
I think
interchangeable.
Wiseman
They
at
can
5.
run almost like Boogie and AD. I think they just run 4, 5, and
Dude, that Pelicans team should have won something.
No.
That AD,
No, 'cause who did they have?
Jeff
Bro.
Teague, bro, that team was nice,
Yeah.
bro. Nice. They had Jeff
I
Teague at
will
the 1.
say-
They had Boogie at the
I will
5,
say
and
we haven't ever talked about this player, but I want him to come back so bad because I'm such a stand for him. Lonzo is like that.
Lonzo is like that.
I want Lonzo
I'm
to
full
come back
support.
so bad because I feel like
He is for the people.
He is,
Because
and he
bro-
just accepted his player option, so he's playing another year with the Bulls. and
he's
gonna
been
be
out
back.
for 2 years, but he
Wow.
swears he's coming back.
He got that guaranteed money.
I'm telling you, bro.
Lonzo or Ben?
Lonzo or Ben Simmons? Lonzo. I'd rather take Lonzo right now than Ben Simmons when he's on the court.
Oh, I
It's
take
hard. Yeah, that's
Okay,
Ben
that's
is just
not
like-
real. I'm a Sixers fan. He gave up on us.
no.
Yes, he did.
Joel Embiid
No,
and the
you didn't watch it.
organization
You
destroyed
did not
him. They literally took him to court and said, "Fuck you."
Then you did not watch the series.
Dude, I
because
watched the series.
He was
He
walking
gave up
over
on
to
the
the hoop
shot.
and he's passing out
Yeah, but they
unguarded.
literally destroyed him
He's
as a person.
unguarded
As
passing
an
out.
organization, how do you destroy a player like that and then say, "Eat a cock"?
Because
Eat.
he's soft, bro. How many other players didn't fold after that series? He's the only one.
Tobias Harris folded so fucking hard
He's
in
stuck
every
in-
series.
I-
Ben Simmons
I
was
hate
so much
Tobias
harder.
Harris. I hate
So
Tobias
much
Harris.
harder
He
than
stuck
Tobias.
around and dropped. Ben quit him.
Ben did not quit. They gave him
Yes,
away.
he did. He
No,
made up a back injury for a year and a half.
bro, he's had a back injury for 3 years now.
Yeah,
How does
because
he
he
make
still
up
doesn't
an
love
injury?
basketball. He doesn't want to play anymore.
It's not true, bro.
Ben gave
Simmons,
up on the Sixers.
Ben didn't. Ben Simmons did not give up on the Sixers.
If we're the problem, what happened in Brooklyn?
Oh,
If we're the problem, what happened in Brooklyn when they gave him a fresh start with starter minutes?
I didn't realize that you guys were making it past the second round without Ben Simmons.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize
How
the
you
Nets
guys
made
even
the
fucking
playoffs.
left the
I didn't
fucking
realize that
second
the Nets
round
made the
since Ben
playoffs.
Simmons left?
All he did is get worse without us.
He did get worse because he didn't have people around him, but whenever
Mikal Bridges isn't having someone around you?
Mikal Bridges, bro.
Mikal Bridges that was on the Suns team that went to the finals?
Are you
That
talking?
sold
Cam Johnson?
so hard. Sold so fucking
If
hard
you
in
think
those
that-
finals.
if you-
The
if you're gonna
Suns
say
sold
that
so
Nets
fucking
don't
hard in those finals.
Flax is like that. Cam Johnson's like that. Mikal
Do not say Cam Johnson is like.
Bro, he put up 42 one time.
You can say someone's like that and not think that they're a star. But he's a key
I will
rotational
say
piece on
one
the
name.
team.
I will say one name in one instance.
He was a
Cam
key
Johnson-
cog on the Suns team that went to the finals. A key cog. He was a key
Luka
player.
put his nutsack around
Luka
his
Luka puts his nuts on everyone. Everyone.
To all of the Suns. He said, "Shh."
He does that to everyone. You act like it's just Cam Johnson.
But Cam Johnson's, I would pick him fourth on that team.
The Nets, bro. The Nets
Before
have.
I
The
can name
Nets have hoopers.
25
The
players.
Nets
that I would
have
take over
hoopers,
Cam.
and they gave Ben Simmons the opportunity to
Yes.
start. He wasn't good enough to do it.
I'm on your side. Ben Simmons.
They have Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas will give you 40.
That's true.
One time.
No, he'll give you 40 every time you give him the green light. He gives you 40.
No.
Dude, look at Cam
Nope.
Johnson's tape when he's allowed to shoot the ball. He gives you 40. Cam Thomas is like that.
I don't see it. I still take Ben Simmons over Lonzo Ball. I think Lonzo Ball's a great
Over
player.
Lonzo
No
is
disrespect to
crazy.
Lonzo. I love Lonzo.
What's Ben Simmons' key thing? He's an elite defender and playmaker. What's Lonzo? An elite defender and playmaker.
Yeah,
Except
but the size
Lonzo-
differential.
except
There's
Lonzo
a
loves to be
5-inch
here.
differential
Lonzo
and a
loves basketball.
foot difference.
The difference is Lonzo loves
They've
basketball.
both
Ben
been out
loves
for
sitting on
2
the bench
years.
and collecting a paycheck.
They both been out for 2 years.
did want Lonzo. I'm just saying.
He only didn't want him because he wanted AD. If it was, he wasn't just going to ship him off for no one. He wanted AD.
I'm just
And they did get Brandon Ingram, Lonzo, and what? What did they get out of that trade?
And as much as we want to hate on the Lakers now, they did win a ring, and that was the goal when you got AD was to at least win a championship.
Yeah,
Same
and they
with
did.
Chiefs.
I was so unfortunate.
They should have won more, but they won more.
Yeah, that was the Mickey Mouse fucking.
I still just don't believe in a Mickey Mouse title. I just don't believe in that.
I would say there's a lot of asterisks and a lot of times.
But I think
that is the
But
biggest.
the
asterisk.
problem
Yeah.
is people will sit there and say, "Oh, these teams were dealing with injuries in the bubble." So were the Lakers. They overcame it.
It's not about injuries.
Yeah, I would say no asterisks against injuries because that's just shit happens.
What's the asterisk? The bubble. The Lakers were stuck in there too, just like everybody
The
else.
two biggest asterisks that I would have to throw out there is the bubble, just because it was bubble was different, blah blah blah. Outside that,
So you would have put
Whoa,
asterisks
whoa,
to
wait, wait,
anybody
wait,
who
you're-
won it.
no,
That's
no.
stupid.
no, whoa.
That's a stupid asterisk.
Hold on, I'm just saying this asterisk is different. The other asterisk that means an actual asterisk is when KD went to the Warriors and won. That asterisk just because of KD.
Yeah, and
Outside of what asterisk is, there's none. Like,
yeah, that's a tough asterisk too because the Warriors
The
are
asterisk
already
is
winning
KD.
prior.
The asterisk is going to be KD moving. Then the last 6 finals are all like, "Oh, we got to ask." He went to the Nets, and then he went to Phoenix.
No.
Like,
the third best shooter in the world left to the team that beat him.
Yeah, after they came back 3-1, and he was like, "Yeah, fuck this team." That
The
shot.
bubble asterisk makes no sense. So you're telling me every single team in
No,
there,
that
if they had won it, you would have put an asterisk next to it.
Yes.
No, it's just that everybody
I would
likes
have
to
put,
hate on
I would have put an asterisk
It's
next to
just
the
that people
Thunder
wanna nitpick
if they
LeBron.
won it. No, I would have put an asterisk next to the Thunder if they won.
Well, you wouldn't have because you're
Yes.
a Thunder fan.
No, I still
And my
would've.
Sixers were there, and none of us were, if we win, you got to take away. No, nobody was doing that. It's just that people don't like LeBron.
I love it.
People want to take away from LeBron's GOAT case, so there's asterisk here. Like,
I love LeBron. Don't
Don't put words in my mouth.
no, the factors that you put against other teams, LeBron was also facing them. The Lakers were also facing them. To say like, this team had to deal with this, and this, everyone in the league was dealing with that. Just like this year, everyone in the league isn't dealing with the bubble. What are we going to asterisk it now because they're not all dealing with the bubble?
That's why you wouldn't asterisk it.
No, you don't put one there because if they're all dealing with the same set of circumstances as a league, why would there be an asterisk? If the Lakers didn't have to go to the bubble, put an asterisk there because they had an advantage. An asterisk is like, there was a certain thing that was an advantage. There was no advantage to the Lakers in being in the bubble. No one had an advantage. No one wanted to be there. There's not an asterisk there. Like, people that want to put it there are bitter, A, because their team or favorite player didn't make it, or B, they don't like LeBron. That's what it feels like.
What do we feel about D'Lo?
I don't. D'Lo is.
Where does he fit well next season? Because he's not going back to the Lakers.
He doesn't
We
fit.
all
He's
know.
Carmelo. He's a Carmelo player. He will always put up stats, and he's not a winner.
Always put up stats. 0 for 17. It's not stats.
No, but he also has his nights where he puts up 30 or 35.
And like 12 assists.
And what I'm saying is, he's Carmelo or he's James Harden, bro. Like, you don't win with
Lonzo or D'Lo?
Lonzo or D'Lo? Lonzo, because I think you can win with Lonzo.
What'd you say? Lonzo. Okay.
I got plenty of guys that can get buckets. That's all D'Lo does. I don't have plenty of guys that can have elite passing and defense, and that's what Lonzo has. Those guys are harder to find than elite scorers.
I vote if I really wish that the Laker team before AD didn't happen. Like the AD
Brandon
team.
Ingram, Lonzo Ball,
I
Julius
wish
Randle.
LeBron just showed up and gave him a year.
Whoa.
Josh Hart was there too. People forget. Josh Hart and Kuz were there.
And KCP. KCP is so underrated.
That starting five would have been LeBron at the 1, Lonzo at the 2, BI at the 3, Josh Hart at the 4,
Filthy.
and then
Julius Randle
at the 5.
And they wanted Buddy Hield.
Off the bench, you've got KCP. Like, if he was just patient, that's as a LeBron fan, I'm like, what a misplay.
They should have
Just be
gotten.
patient.
They should have gotten Buddy Hield from fucking.
But I think that factors into his decision right now with the Lakers is that they have because they have D'Lo and Austin Reeves, and I think part of his mind is like, last time this happened and I panicked and blew it up, it shot back in my face.
Yeah, but he's also in his 21st season, so he's like,
He
I need to
doesn't have
win
time to
one
win
more.
I don't think. I honestly.
I don't see him winning another
Not
championship person.
It depends where he goes. I'm
if
telling you,
I
if he
was
comes to
LeBron-
Philly,
If I was LeBron, to be honest,
where would you like?
No, it wouldn't even be where I want to go.
New
It's,
York. That's what I go.
it'd either be LA, New York.
He wants the market.
But I don't want to have. Wherever I go as LeBron, am going to be the number one position, and I don't want to do that because I had AD and he was supposed to be mine. He's going to be probably the number one option on every team because he's LeBron.
Listen to this.
And he doesn't want to do it anymore.
LeBron is an incredible, outside of everything basketball-wise, he's an incredible businessman, right? He's a businessman.
His marketability is
and
always.
do you know what the best move for LeBron, and I pray to
Is it
Jesus
because his
himself that he doesn't do it, what the best move LeBron could do is, for his career and financially, is go to the Warriors with Steph. They would sell out every single seat. They would
I
probably win a
don't see
ring.
that team working well. Like I've seen the rumors and all that shit.
They'd have to let Clay
don't.
walk, but it'd be Steph at the 1. They have LeBron. They have Jonathan Kuminga. They bring back Dre. That team would be
I don't.
crazy.
I just don't see them winning. Like
I don't see anybody stopping them. Who offensively can hang with that team? Steph, Kuminga, LeBron.
Thunder.
No.
Thunder easily hang with them. The Thunder easily hang with them. There's no size there. And Chet's tall.
We think
Chet's
position
right there.
for position. My first question is, who do you put on Steph? Lou?
It doesn't matter. Steph's getting Steph.
Yeah, he's gonna Steph is the thing. You could put
Sure.
Jaden
My
McDaniels on. He's
my
gonna Steph.
whole thing. I'm
Let's
not,
just let Steph
again,
score 30.
LeBron's gonna do LeBron for as long as LeBron wants to do LeBron. That's the issue. I don't know if he just wants to do it. Like, his sole purpose is already completed.
I want to
has
know if
the
he
most
wants to
points.
win or if he's
That's
shifted
what I'm
to
saying.
a career.
Like, he doesn't give a fuck. Like, if I was
not about
LeBron,
money.
I've already got 4. I have all the money in the world. My son's coming in. I just want to play with him. I don't care. That would be my, like, put me wherever.
But the thing is, he's gonna end up on a contender because it's gonna be contenders that feel enticed to say we'll spend a pick on Bronny to get
LeBron.
If this was lottery pick Bronny, I think we'd have a different discussion because then LeBron would kind of have to be like, I don't care as much.
Sure, but it's
but the teams
15 to 30.
the teams that will take him are teams that are going to be playoff teams. Like,
Is he a play? Like,
there's some
is
serious.
he done after this year? Like, is his,
Bronny or LeBron?
No,
LeBron, he
He
hasn't
hasn't
committed to
said
anything.
anything.
Well, he's 1 or 2 years at most.
I do.
But there's so many nightmare scenarios here. There's nightmare scenarios where like the Warriors or the Celtics is like, ha 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 ha, fuck the league. Because they know LeBron's gonna follow Bronny. Like, oh my god, if the Celtics just say F you to the league and spend a first round pick on Bronny just to have LeBron.
He
What
would
are they
not
gonna
fit in the
Is that a
Celtics
veto?
team.
Is
He
that a
would
veto?
not.
Can we?
He
get
actually
vetoes?
fits perfectly on that
No
Celtics
way.
team.
Nope.
Yes, he does.
You know why they don't
Really?
work? Because no one wants to take charge. That's what LeBron does.
Okay, that is fair. That's a.
And LeBron will score 15 points and pass the ball to Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown all game. He doesn't care.
And Ziggy.
And that's when
Ziggy's
Jalen Brown
biggest.
can just honestly be the.
And LeBron has shown he's absolutely the type to be like, give me a $5 million contract. I don't care.
Yeah.
How much
That's
he makes
what
in
I've been-
endorsements? He'll take a vet minimum to go on
That's
a ring.
what I've been saying since he's gotten to the Lakers. Give me the vets. I've been a vet for fucking 5
Yeah,
years
give me
now.
the vet minimum.
I don't care. Give me all of the pieces. Get rid of everybody and give me the shit that I need. I said AD, and that was my fault. Outside of that one championship, I will take a fucking pay cut. I don't care. I don't need $200 million.
If LeBron
for
wants to
4 years.
win as bad as he says, that's what he's going to do. Is he's going to take a
Should
tiny
do.
deal to go somewhere that drafts his son that's already good.
But there might be
Bro,
veto rules in there.
imagine Orlando takes Bronny, gets LeBron on a tiny little deal.
That team is.
They might be unbeatable because they're young, they're fast, they can shoot, and they're defensive.
Depth too.
Like, and they're deep. The Thunder are in the same boat where I'm like, that team's so young
I
and
still
deep
see
and athletic. that it's-
LeBron will never go to Thunder.
Yeah, he would not fit there.
The thing is, I think if you're not a big market,
They
you're out of
can.
the running already.
They can. OKC can definitely get whoever the fuck they want for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
But LeBron's, like we said, LeBron's a businessman. I think the only teams that viably could say it, Boston, the LA teams,
The
Philly.
Clippers? Like, what if he went to the Clippers with the team right now? I don't see that working.
I pray to God.
But the only teams big enough to get, the only cities big enough to market him the way he needs to properly are the LA teams, Philly,
New York.
New York, and Boston, and maybe Chicago. But the Bulls don't have the pieces.
No, they
so
don't.
he wouldn't go there. So
And
we're talking
Stadium.
Boston, Lakers, Clippers,
Knicks.
the Knicks, and the
He's
Sixers.
gonna stay at LA. AD's gonna go somewhere else.
Ooh.
JJ Redick is gonna be the coach.
Yeah, I do see
And
that.
LeBron James and
I
JJ
do think
Redick
JJ's
are gonna
I
have
do
a
too.
podcast together, and it's just gonna mesh in LA.
But
We're
my
bringing
question is,
Bronny.
Are
and
they
that's fine.
trying
And
to
they just
win, or are they
rebuild.
trying
No,
to sell?
They just
tickets?
rebuild. They just rebuild at that point because their team's not good enough to
Just
go
a
anywhere.
rebuilder. I've never seen a team where LeBron
No, but
is
for
there.
his son, he might. He might
He
be
doesn't
like.
give a fuck. LeBron
If
is
they
trying
draft-
to play with his son.
If they
And
draft
he-
his son, it would be totally understandable for Bron to be like, blow it up because I want my son to have a future.
blow
After
it
Bron.
up. Don't give a fuck.
He might stop caring so much about his legacy and be
And
like, I
more
need to
about
set
his son.
Bronny up to
He-
succeed.
Yeah, and his son Bryce too is coming
His
in the league
legacy
in a couple
is
years.
set in
He's
stone.
tough.
LeBron's legacy is set in stone no matter what he does. If
You
he
know-
wins another championship, it's a little different.
It's a little bit off topic.
not gonna happen.
It's kind of off topic, but not really because it is about Bronny. Why is there this stigma where we all hated LeVar Ball for wanting Lonzo, LaMelo, and D'Angelo on the same team, but no one's saying anything about LeBron wanting Bryce and Bronny on the same team?
Because
Like
Lamar,
nobody's he's
because
said the same
Lamar
thing as
averaged
like,
2.5 points a game, and LeBron
no, but his
is
boys
the
were
greatest
talented
scorer of all
just
time.
like LeBron's. So I'm like, why was there this stigma where we're like, dude, screw
No,
you, Andrew?
it was
kids?
because
But with LeBron, it's not.
it's the case of the no. It's the case
The
of the
backup
fucking-
was
it's this.
LeBron.
It's the showboating that LeVar did that got him so much hate and his kids hate.
I get
That's
that,
just a lot
but
of
he
doing
wasn't
like-
lying about two of his kids
No,
being
he
the
wasn't
truth.
lying. Lamar,
Even
Lamar was-
LiAngelo,
yeah.
even LiAngelo played some G League and was a bucket. And I think teams just don't want the sideshow.
Yeah,
Like the upside's not as high as Lonzo and LaMelo, but he's still a hooper.
he can still be a 3-and-D. He can be a DiVincenzo or something like that. But
Do you think you could build a team with the
Yes.
Ball brothers on it and win games?
easy.
Win games
Because
yes.
LaMelo and Lonzo are
Easy.
perfect.
Yeah.
Win a championship.
Lonzo is everything LaMelo isn't,
If we could
and
play
vice versa.
In their high school days, if they could just go out there and just yak fucking threes all day.
Chino Hills versus Caden. Who you got?
Oh, Chino.
Tatum is
Chino had a different fucking mentality, bro. Chino was built different those 2 years, 3 years, even with LaMelo putting up 57.
Bro
as
hates
a
Cade Cunningham.
freshman.
Bro just hates Cade Cunningham. Bro just hates Cade Cunningham. I swear Montverde would run.
Do you not know who's on that Montverde team,
Only
bro?
one ball, bro. There's
That is
only one
crazy.
fucking ball. There's
That's
only one
my
fucking
rebuttal
ball.
to you saying the Ball brothers too. There's only one.
Who's the fucking center goofy dude plays for? He's on the. Is he not on the Raptors now?
I don't know.
Goofy guy.
Oh, you just got about Scotty Barnes?
Scotty Barnes on the Montverde team.
Never beaten allegations.
Scotty Barnes, Cade Cunningham, some other bro. I promise you that Chino Hills team is different.
That Chino Hills team just had the mentality, but they
The
also
Montverde,
didn't have any
the
backups.
Montverde team right now with Cooper Flag could beat that team.
Yeah, because if you look, okay,
Serious?
let me look at this roster for you. This is the Cadenham roster.
Cadenham.
Derek Whitehead got in the NBA with the Nets.
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham, of course, Cade Cunningham. Moses Moody is in the NBA on the Warriors. Ryan Nembhard made the NBA. Scotty Barnes in the NBA. Then Caleb Houston made it to the NBA. Day'Ron Sharp in the NBA. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, they had 15 players on their team, and 7 of them are NBA players.
And it's been like that for years.
Chino had the Ball brothers and Onyeka Okongwu.
Yeah.
And Mikey Williams playing bench minutes.
I thought Mikey Williams was going to be him.
I mean, he still might be. He's got the charges and stuff. He's dropped from Memphis.
Yeah, nice.
Sorry, open liquid now.
Jalen Brunson or Flight in June?
Flight June.
Give me Flight in June. He's defending the point guard, yes. He's the main defender of the point guard, yes. The point guard guards the point guard. That would be how I would put it.
Yeah, but Max is putting up 30, then Max is doing no defense because Brunson's putting up 45.
Yeah, we're not the ones trying to say Maxey is fucking top 5 in the league. You guys are doing that with Brunson. We're here saying Maxey has to play better defense.
Maxey or Brunson?
For the future, Maxey, and it's not even close because Maxey's 23 and fucking Jalen Brunson's 29. Oh, he's better than when he's 6 years older. Yeah, catch me when Maxey's in his prime.
Future's a crazy word to use because you're putting in keywords.
It's crazy to wait for a guy to get better. It's crazy to wait for a guy to get better.
But you keep changing your conversation.
Let's look at 23-year-old Brunson versus 23-year-old Maxey, and then let me know. Because Brunson was sitting on the fucking bench when he was Maxey's age.
I'm talking right now.
Thank you. I'm talking right now, but they want to.
You don't agree with me about right now either. He said Book and Tatum are better than him.
They jump back and forth.
This motherfucker, he said thank you. He doesn't agree with you, brother.
I'm not saying he agrees with me. but I'm
You're saying thank you. He doesn't agree with you.
Yes, we agreed on that for right now.
And he agrees that Tatum and Booker are better than Jalen Brunson.
That's very true.
Dude, Devin Booker was playing against the best defensive team in basketball. What the fuck was Brunson doing? Playing my Sixers team that's not good.
Now it's being Pacers.
Who are also not that great.
What's your
They played the Bucks with
Hold on. What's your reasoning on? Because the JT slander is unreal.
Yeah.
Brunson being better than Booker, I can slightly see why is this?
He's
this
definitely a
case?
better playoff player. He's at least this year. 100%.
Okay. Keep going.
Devin Booker had a 6-point game.
Against Jaden
Keep going.
He's
Keep
the
going.
best wing defender in the
Shut
NBA.
the fuck up. Keep
He
going.
also got swept.
Good.
One's the Wolves, one's the Sixers.
Keep going.
One's a 1 seed.
One had KD and Bradley Beal next to him. KD's like one of the best players in the league.
Katie wasn't being guarded by Jaden McDaniels. Booker was.
Yeah.
Bradley
That's
Beal is not him
Your
anymore.
point is just like when you talk about the Knicks, you talk about all the weapons Brunson had. But when I talk about the Suns, you talk
But
about.
you're gobbling on a team. I'm telling you, the team that just beat my team. I'm telling you, my team is not good. We're not good. The Wolves are
You
good.
weren't saying that in the chat when you were like, "We're bringing it back."
Yeah, because everyone's a fucking homer for their team. You were a Suns fan. Well, we can still beat them. We can still beat them all the way up until Game 4.
You're a Suns fan. You're
No,
you got
we
footage.
have footage. We caught you on video right now.
I said if the Suns play at their
We got the
best.
receipts.
I said if the Suns play at their best, they could bring.
And did
back-
I not say
don't-
the Sixers can come back if we just play our game?
But I don't think they're going to.
I said the same thing.
No, they scream at me and like.
I know. I'm angry. I can see
Bro lies with receipts. He's
You're a Suns fan?
Huh?
You're a Suns fan?
I'm a big Suns fan. I think there's a Heat to my other team, but Heat also got fucking bullied out. But Butler got hurt, which sucks.
Name your top 5 players right now in the league.
So you think your favorite team, Jalen Brunson, is better than
You got
your
Luka,
first
Shea.
option?
I can beat Jokic. And then when it comes to like in 5, like all these guys are like neck and neck and neck.
Who are the first?
Name your like 5A, 5B, 5C.
No, who are
He
your
said
first?
Luka was first, Shea was second.
Luka Shea, yeah, I like that. Luka
Yeah.
Shea and beat Jokic.
Luka, Shea,
But I think the 5 is like
Jokic.
I think he'd be
I feel like
15.
one reason Nuggets might have lost to the Wolves game 1 was because Jokic spent the entire game more concerned about his calls from the Kentucky Derby than the fucking
Game 2 is embarrassing. Gobert was out.
Would you rather real quick?
Would you rather win?
We're gonna do. Would you
The
rather?
refs were with the Nuggets the whole night and they still.
Not on the East side.
Jalen Brunson's
No,
not a
yeah.
top 20 person, and I can name 20 people that are better.
20 people better than Jalen Brunson.
I don't think there are 20 people.
That's wow.
I think there's like 5.
Think so?
LeBron James.
Better.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
I
No.
can argue that.
Steph Curry.
Yes.
Better.
Not offensively, LeBron James is not better.
Yeah, he does so.
I hate LeBron, and I
He
still
does so
agree.
much more.
As a playmaker,
Brunson just scores and passes. LeBron does those at the same level and rebounds.
Alright, we're done with this. That's crazy.
And he rebounds. He also scores and playmakes.
I say offensively, I mean point scorer. LeBron.
No, that's not true. He scores like 28 a game.
So is Anthony Edwards better than LeBron James?
But that's he scores like 27 a game.
Just that.
He scores 27 a game, but he lets AD shoot first. Jalen Brunson shoots first on his
Yeah,
team.
he's right. That's what I'm saying. He's all around. He's better.
Okay, so you're picking Brunson over LeBron.
No, he didn't say that. He said he thinks LeBron's better offensively.
said that.
But LeBron's a better
That's
inside
the
player.
one aspect that Brunson has this year because
No, I disagree
Is
with
this-
it, but I get what you're saying.
On his, yeah, because that's all Brunson is an offensive.
and a playmaker. He does put on.
Yeah, but LeBron does both those things in the elite level.
LeBron.
And he does more. He plays defensive rebounds too.
Bro, motherfucker averaged 26 in his 21st year. It's okay.
I just think the things Brunson's elite at, LeBron's also elite at, and does
Anthony
more.
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is better than
We know
Jalen.
Ant's better than Jalen.
I definitely think.
I think Ant's better than he's number 5 in the
At
list.
least in the playoffs, right? Like how he's playing in the playoffs, yeah.
He's number 5.
So Anthony Edwards is better than Steph Curry? No.
No, we're talking about Jalen Brunson.
I know. He said that he'd rather pick Jalen Brunson than Steph.
That's true.
So
That's
therefore-
true.
That is crazy.
It's just how they played this year and how they're playing.
I don't think Ant's better than Steph. I think he's playing.
You guys are just looking at careers and being like, this is what
No,
I want.
but this year Steph was
no.
still having 40, 50-point games. That was like a 38.
Steph will be always Steph. I will pick Steph on my team.
And
I don't give a fuck.
because
who's
the
in
thing
it.
is,
Also
athleticism.
liability on defense.
He's
No.
not a good defender, but he's
He's
not
light.
horrible.
He's
He's
not
an
light.
average.
If you're gonna say Brunson's
He's
a
a
liability, then Steph's.
I don't think Brunson's a
I think
liability, but
neither of them are good defenders, but I think Steph at least.
You're gonna agree
I'm
with
solely-
his take on
I'm
defense.
solely-
Steph is better than Jalen.
I'm solely speaking on the offensive terms.
Like
because
Steph's
Jalen
not
Brunson is
awful,
not
but
a-
he's not good.
I'm talking solely offensively.
Okay, we're talking
We're talking the best offensive players in the world.
Offense.
not
No,
double.
so the thing
Not
is,
two-way.
with Steph Curry, is that athleticism fades, shooting doesn't. Steph will be a top 10 offensive player till the day he retires.
Steph Curry is probably the best offensive player
Ever. Probably
If-
ever.
If you go career-wise.
Depends on what you look at, because
Yeah.
if you're talking like who does the most offensively, LeBron's the best offensive player.
Yeah.
Because he does every single category. But if you want like the most dominant offensive player ever, I'd probably say Steph.
I'm
Yeah.
picking Damian Lillard in that case as well.
Dale over
I
Jalen.
would say Damian Lillard's the most clutch player ever.
See, I'm actually with Sean. See, I'm actually.
James my thunder too.
So I'm actually with Sean on. I don't think Dame's better than Brunson right now because Dame just got bounced by the Pacers. The Pacers are worse than the Sixers.
Yeah, like it's.
In my opinion, I think
That's
they
not
match up
it.
great with them.
No, I disagree.
Not
I
his
think
team.
the
That's not his team at all.
But Dame had Chris Middleton, he had Brooke Lopez. Like he had help. Brooke Lopez is the top defender.
Bobby Porty.
Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton had 40 in one of these.
That Bucks team is not that.
They brought in Porzingis.
No, but
for-
they're solid. No, that's just Boston. That is Porzingis.
Yeah.
Porzingis on sell. Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think it's close, but I think I would take Brunson because of how hot he is right now over Dame.
That's a fair trade.
I think they're very
I'll allow
similar,
that.
but I think Brunson's being successful right now.
Brunson's not. I'll tell you, Brunson's not a painter shooter like Dame. That's just crazy.
No, he doesn't have a strap. He's crafty.
But Brunson's 3-pointers have gotten better every year.
He's a solid pick.
Brunson is a good like float.
I think I take age into account with this stuff though because like Brunson is very good. Like he's hitting his peak, He's like 29. There's guys that are 24, 25
Is
that
he
are
staying?
sure they have worse numbers than him, but look at him in 4 years.
This
Ooh,
year.
LaMelo over Brunson?
You're smoking rocks.
LaMelo's not even sniffed the plate.
You are fucking.
I'll take Brunson over LaMelo.
That is smoking rocks.
You know, so I want to get back to name as many players as you can that you think are better than Jalen Brunson. Because the obvious ones, SGA, no debate. Luka, no debate. Giannis, no debate. Jokic, Embiid.
SGA's good. I don't know.
No way.
Well, he's second for MVP. It's just Luka. And Brunson never led a team to the 1 seed. And the West is a gauntlet.
It's second because Embiid got hurt. Embiid would be above him for sure.
But Embiid would have been first if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Because he was the first person since Wilt to average more points than minutes when he got hurt. Like, he was going to win MVP. Because we've seen that my Sixers are bad when Joel's not.
I'll fucking take De'Aaron Fox over Jalen.
I will too.
I think I do, but it's close. It's not like laughable, but I would take Fox.
Not this year.
I think Halliburton is passing this
Look,
one.
I think the reason he struggled because the Kings suck.
Fox over Brunson.
He struggled because the Kings players around him struggled though. Like there was so much pressure on him. Kevin Huerter got hurt. That was their best shooter on the whole team. And Harrison Barnes was playing bad.
for a while. Like
No, but they have guys to play his spot.
I'm thinking Knicks were perfect.
No, but Josh Hart's shooting 40% and has 12 rebounds a game, and he's filling in for Julius Randle. Like they have help. And
The New York Knicks was
the Kings, it was basically just Fox and Sabonis and sometimes Malik Monk against the world. Like
Yeah, Sabonis is a stud.
he's supposed to be Sabonis. He offensively,
I think
he's like
Sabonis is better
15
than
points.
Brunson.
The problem with him is he also fouls out like every other game.
That's fine. 2015. Give me 2015.
I'll take Fox over him because I look at the full body of work. Fox is more dependable.
No, last year 100%. This year not.
I disagree. It's just me though. I take
But who else? I mean Tatum. I do think Tatum over Brunson because his
I'll
team.
take Jalen Brown over him.
yeah,
His
Tatum
team-
and Brown over Brunson.
Jalen Brown's tough for me. Jalen Brown or Jalen Brunson. But Jalen Brown is an elite defender and he's a good
I'm
inside
not looking at
defense.
teams. I'm viewing straight across. Like I'm picking Jalen Brown.
See, Jalen Brunson's more dominant, but Jalen Brown doesn't.
games where he doesn't score.
Give me. I don't care.
But Tatum and Brown at their best are better than Brunson at his best. We've seen that. Tatum will drop 50 in the game 7.
Well,
He has.
he dunked on LeBron. What is Jalen Brunson?
Yeah, but the difference. He's dropping 40 on, like we said, a Sixers team that was weak.
Averaging.
On a Sixers team that was weak defensively.
He dropped on the Pacers.
The
The
Pacers
Pacers are good.
Okay, thank you.
But Tatum was doing that against the Sixers last year when we had James Harden.
they were bad in this
The Pacers aren't bad.
Help me, bro.
The Pacers aren't bad, but it says something that Jason Tatum's playing at this he's not putting up the same numbers as Brunson, but his team is playing better with him as their one. And they both have a lot of help. They both
They
have a
should
lot
have
of
swept. I mean, the Celtics should have.
They should have swept. Yeah, they lost.
Yeah, but Miami,
Offhand.
I don't think Brunson would have swept Miami. I don't think the Knicks would have swept Miami.
No.
They wouldn't have swept. I think it would have gone to 6. I think they would have lost 2 to Miami.
Without Butler, you don't think they're sweeping Miami. That's
No.
Because
No.
Listen. The Miami's only good thing is defense and shooting. And what do the Knicks struggle with? Guarding shooters and getting defended well. The Sixers can't shoot the ball and were horrible on defense in that series. If you put Miami in there, who is the polar opposite of the Sixers, they would give the Knicks hell.
Yeah.
They would give them hell.
It would have gone.
Because they're great defenders on the wing and they're great
The
shooters.
Knicks are shooters.
Yeah, but the Heat are built to stop shooters. Look what they do when they play teams with shooters.
Brunson can also get in the paint.
Yeah, but so can Jason Tatum, and they still stole one from him.
And
Bam Adebayo would
Did you
not
say
let
Brunson
Jalen
goes
Brunson
in the
score
paint?
like that.
Brunson can go into the paint. Not paint.
He hits
Not
floaters.
against Bam Adebayo is an elite defender.
Yeah, but he's also an amazing midpoint shooter too.
They've got something for everything though. They've got Cody Martin for
Yeah, but
good.
then you gotta put everyone on Brunson.
They don't have to because they have 5 good defenders in their starting lineup. They have Jaime Jaquez is a good defender. Duncan Robinson's a good defender. Tyler Hero's an okay defender. Bam Adebayo's a good defender.
In the playoffs, so.
But that's because he's overpaid and people expect too much of him. But the point is that the Heat, you have to look at how a team's comprised with team success because the Sixers, the things that we were bad at is what the Knicks were good at. We were bad defenders, we struggled defensively, and we couldn't knock down jumpers. And the Knicks were good shooters that had good inside defense and not great perimeter defense other than Anunoby.
Who do we have winning this next round with the Knicks and the Pacers?
I think the Knicks win it, and then the Celtics body. I think the Celtics or the Cavs will put hands on them. I think they win
The
it 5.
Cavs for sure. The Celtics,
Whoever's winning the championship is either
Cavs,
the Nuggets
Celtics is
or
going to the finals.
it's the whoever wins out of the Nuggets and Timberwolves wins the championship.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I think all 3 teams out west look stronger than every single team in the East.
that I can definitely.
The Thunder, Wolves, and Nuggets look better than every Eastern Conference team.
And that's the Celtics had such a large lead for first, but if you look at the second place in the standings, you have first, second, third, and fourth in that second place Eastern Division. Like the jump from the Celtics to
I think we were talking about in the past the gap between the East and the West. We gotta talk about right now the gap between the East and the West.
It's not.
The West is so much stronger than the East. It's not even fair. Like this is where people are like, we should just seed the playoffs 1 through 16 instead of 8 in each conference.
But it's also like a lot more balanced.
No, the Nuggets would. So teams that would be the number 1 seed or
the Celtics
teams
don't
that would
make
be
the
the
finals
number 2.
every year.
That means not balanced.
It's not balanced at all.
No, but like if you sat there with all the
West is
playoff
balanced.
teams.
That's what we're talking
Okay.
If you sat there with you had every playoff team on a sheet, the West have the top 3 teams, unless you want to put Boston in there, and I don't. Boston is the best team in the East, in my opinion. They're the 4th best team in the playoffs.
I think they're the best.
That's a crazy.
I think the Wolves are the best team in the playoffs right now. The Nuggets are the 2nd best. They're just playing the best team. They're under the 3rd. I think all 3 teams are better than the
I think
Celtics.
the Celtics murder OKC.
I would agree with
What?
that. I'm a Thunder fan. I think the Celtics body him.
Yeah, I have
the vibrancy and like.
I have the Celtics losing to the Thunder in the playoffs in my bracket.
I don't know if OKC can beat Mavericks.
Yeah, that's.
I told you.
That's a joke. There's nobody on.
This is one of the players that Sean like super loves, like his Brock Purdy of basketball. But I want to see
That's my
Luka.
favorite player.
I would love to see
That's
Luka
right,
go on
not
a
beating
50-point scoring spree and go to the finals. That'd be so.
I was debating between calling my dog Luca or Butler.
I like both those names.
Butler's a cool one.
Butler, come here.
Bring me my fucking beer. No, but I'm not confident the Mavs. I would want the Mavs.
I think here's a hot take for you though. The
I
only
didn't like
team,
it.
Burned out.
only team
We're
left.
Play next.
Every team except for the Pacers that's left has a better first option than Jalen Brunson and the Knicks. Every team left
Except
Let me think.
except the Pacers. It's the only team
Aaron
that doesn't have a
Shea, Nicola, even I
take Donovan Mitchell. I take Donovan Mitchell over him.
yes, I love Donovan.
I take Donovan Mitchell over Jalen Brunson.
Correct.
for sure.
But like if you're ranking them, Brunson's like 6 or 7 at best, and I think that says a lot about him as a top 10 player.
Do we take Jalen Brown or Brunson? Is that what you said?
I do.
We were debating Brown or Brunson, and I think it's hard because offensively Brunson's so good, but Jalen Brown, his defense is so valuable. He's such a good defender.
He is a great defender.
They throw him at the best person on the other team every series.
So does Spida though. Like Spida.
Spider's not the defender Jalen Brown is though. He's a good defender. He's not on Jalen Brown.
Donovan Mitchell's
the
just
one. Brown taking
Tatum's no, that's dangerous though to have multiple number 1 options. The Knicks don't have that.
They have 1A,
It's just a 1.
1A, 1B, and a C, and maybe a D.
Yeah.
The Celtics have no excuse to not go to the finals.